on YouTube? It's your boy, the Memphis Accelerate. Welcome me back to the 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day for 100 days, we're dueling with a different deck every single day. Today is day number 75. One more third into the season. It's the last of the it's the third fourth of the way through day 75. We're taking a look at Golems meets Koa'ki Meiru, stuff of that nature. It's a weird combination of cards. Basic idea of this deck is we're trying to use the Golems, make our big link monsters, where link monsters start beating over stuff. The Koa'ki Meirus help to some extent, and we also have we got the Circle of the Faeries. I got this request off of a stream, so I might have lost the track a little bit on this one, to be honest, but I can do the Circle of the Faeries, I can summon the Koa'ki Meirus, I can do the Golem thing. It just doesn't work as synergistically as I'd like it to be, but regardless, big shout out to Mr. Harry Yu, who asked us to take a look at this interesting combo. At the very least, first time I'm going to be taking a look at Golem, so I'm happy to at least try out something new. I'm always game to try something different. So we got ourselves our deck here today. We're going to be going into yugioh Pro, showing off the wombos and the combos, the what do's and the what not do's, and have ourselves a good old time doing it. If you want the whole deck list, it's at the end of the video as always. But for now, let's head on into the action, see what this baby can do. Alrighty, everybody, so our first opponent, another day, another card game. We can go first or second with this deck. I kind of built it to be able to do either or, especially when we start with Lightning Storm. It's very nice. That doesn't help as much, but if he's back row heavy, that's fine. Plus, Golem Pebble Dog still works in that respect, so, you know, it can go either way. What are we up against? Traptrix. Tricks of a kid, small one. Okay, so we're up against Traptrix. We got the Arachnicampa, as one does. Originally, I did consider like Traptrix for this deck, and I might do that in the future too. Basically, what I think what the original suggestion was hinting at was, you know, bugs and plants of the earth variety combining themselves in order to make the Golem combo, but it runs into some issues. Because some of the Golems require Cybers monsters. They all require Earth monsters, which, you know, that's the workaround there. But it's a very tricky thing. It's a very tricky thing. But let's go ahead and start off with our Diamond Core, the Koa'ki Meiru. We're just going to activate this thing, add a Koa'ki Meiru card from our deck to the end. The Koa'ki Meirus do a little bit of stuff with this deck. It's not perfect by any means, but it does do stuff. Let's see. What are you going to do? You're going to Ash my mom. You know, that's fine. I don't even need that. I really don't. And let's go ahead and see. If I use a card from the hand, bad things will happen to me, you say. And this is just, it's going to protect his face down. So what I'm going to do, let's Lightning Storm and destroy Sarah. I don't trust her. No, I don't. And we're going to special summon our Link Slayer. Any Earth monster we can special summon is welcome in our deck. And we're going to summon Golem Pebble Dog, one of our strongest monsters, because when this is summoned, I just summon another one. Hello, here I am. Here I am, rocking like a hurricane, and we're going to make our big boy. Wait, wrong order. We need to make sure this zone is clear. We're going to summon out our Golem Stubborn Menhir. And I just remembered the whole no graveyard thing, which is, maybe I shouldn't do what I normally do. I probably shouldn't. Alright, hold on one second. I'm going to activate card destruction real quick, just to see where this goes. Okay, much better. That's a much better what I want to do. Can I summon things from the banished pile with this thing? No, I can't. That would have been nice, but I can't. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to summon out... Man, this thing is so annoying. Any cards in the grave. I want this not in the grave. That's the thing. Alright. Well, this is why we run doubles of these. We're going to summon our Invalid Doman, who's someone we normally go into after this combo line where we get Crystal Heart and things of that nature. But my opponent really didn't want me to do that, sadly. Sadly, he didn't like me having a graveyard. But luckily I can play around. Like, his Gravity Balance is one of our strongest cards. I can revive 2 Earth monsters that are banished or in the grave. They just have the same name. And hey, Koa'ki Meiru. There it is. There's a Koa'ki Meiru on the board. Let's go ahead. Gravity Balance. Why is this up here? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and bring our monsters back. Should be good in that respect. These effects will be negated. Normally I get a monster with this, but I don't right now, which is fine. Let me think about this. I can make another invalid dolmen that's better, which I would like to do. And even if it doesn't work, I'm fine with this. I just want to... Or should I summon my bossiest the bosses in this situation? I could do that. Tricky, tricky business. I have many cards I can play, and there's many things I'd like to do. I'd like to be able to attack twice, though. Let me think about this. The trick is going to be, what is that set card? You know what? In for a pound. What's the saying? What's the saying? I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to summon out my stubborn men here. If he wants to stop it, go right ahead. Do it. I dare you. Your Gravedigger Strap Hole won't do you any good. I'll tell you that much. So yeah, many here. You might wonder, what does this card do? Well, unless he's summoned from the grave, he doesn't do anything. That's the tricky thing about him. He don't do nothing unless you do a monster from the grave. And that's where Crystal Heart comes into play. We can bring back one of our Earth Links from our graveyard. And that's what we're planning to do. I suppose I could also just bring back my Dolmen. Or I could have. And I would have. And maybe I will next turn. But for now, Koa'ki Meiru Beetle. Attack. Attack, Beetle. Attack. Screw you with your traps. Okay, so that's not going to work. That's fine. I'm going to... Let me think. You know, why not? Let's go for Transcode Talker. Nice little backup boy. When you use his effect, I can bring back a Link 3 or lower Cyber Slink. So, let's see. I can bring back either one of these. I'm just going to bring back Dolmen. You know? Have these both on the board. They're going to be nice and big. He has to attack Dolmen if he can attack at all. So, it's something. It's something. We'll see where this goes. Luckily, Traptrix aren't really known for their big damage output. Unless he can make Adipus, in which case he does. But I don't know if he's going to have that. Plus, with all of his stuff just gone, you know, Gravedigger's Hole doesn't do anything. He can't use that evenly matched. I'm sure he wanted to play. So he should be good. And I should mention as well, my monsters are co-linked at the moment, meaning they're unaffected by monster effects, which is really nice. Sorry, Rockhammer, I need a... Ooh, hello. Foolish burial, you say? I like that noise. I like it a lot. Let's send Dot Scraper. And my opponent surrenders. All right. Well, a sad thing. I was going to just ran him over, but I wanted to show off more links. But you get a perfect idea of what our deck's trying to do. We're just trying to link climb, make our boys. Dolmen is our main boss. I didn't get to show it with Crystal Heart, but she basically just gives our monster lots of extra power. That's what she does. So, good for first duel. Let's go ahead for duel number 2. Hopefully have a bit more back and forth as we like to do. And show off more what this deck can do. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. Tower's going to go second again if we can. Yeah, we'll go second again. Very good. What do we have for a hand? This is one of our better combos right there. And this will remove things from our path. All in all, pretty good. Pretty good opening hand. The Phantom Knights, you say. A little bit tricky, that one. A little bit. We'll see where this goes. In they go. Shit just had to be Phantom Knights. They are a beefy bunch, but I can remove his back row. And that's their main form of protecting themselves. So, you know, it could be worse. It could be a lot worse. This could be like Raid Raptors or something with other big old honkin' chonkin' rank 13 nonsense that they do nowadays. Alright. Well, we got our Silent Boots. Got Leviair to bring back a monster. Okay. So far, pretty standard stuff. You're just going to be reusing the boots, I guess. At some point. You can't do it now. Can't do it yet. Well, we'll see where this goes. Masquerade. All that for Masquerade, you say. Oh, we hadn't even used boots. Okay. Well, that was fine with me. Actually, hold on a second. Is he actually playing Phantom Knight Spear? I don't even remember what this card does. I haven't seen it in years. What does it do? Activate the card effect that targets the Phantom Knight. Inflict 500 damage. If a dark monster will be destroyed by battle card effect, banish this card from the grave. Okay, some battle protection. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, that's a way to get rid of Bardiche. just punch him in the face. He's just a ghost in armor. There's not much holding them together. So, sure. I understand that completely. It's actually a pretty neat little tech card, I have to say. And Cloven Helm, too? Ooh. Crazy. Alright, so we got a Fog Blade to deal with, if not more than one Fog Blade. And a Phantom Knight card from the grave to the hand. Who's sending me messages? Let's see. Yeah. Hilarious. Yeah, dude, I know you have a new number. Bloody hell. Yeah, me and my boys are gonna be playing Baldur's Gate later. But yeah, so what do we got? Fog Blade, blah, 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 blah. Lightning Storm, back row be gone. Back row be gone. Okay, so what does the Mist Claw do? Do a banished monster, add it to your hand. Okay. That's fine. I mean, I'm more important like getting rid of like Fog Blade. That's the thing I'm more worried about than anything else. But yeah, we've done that. Let's go ahead and summon out our Widget Kid. One of our most important boys. Because when he's summoned, I can summon a Cybers from my hand. And that includes my good old pal, Pebble Dog. Who will summon yet another monster. And I just realized my opponent screwed me over just a smidge. He put the monster in the zone that I like to go into. I mean, I can play around that, but I like that zone. That's my zone. Give me my zone back. Give it back, you big meanie. Alright, well, regardless, let's go ahead and try to do what we were trying to do before. But now we have a graveyard, so we should be able to do it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there ain't no Nibiru's coming. Not yet, anyway. So let's go ahead and make our Crystal Heart. She is our start 'em up card. I don't know why I call it a she. It's a giant crystal rock thing, but I can revive one of my links from the grave. We're going to get men here back on the board, and this is going to get the counter. 1 GG counter. Very nice. All my monster it points to is going to get 600 attack. Attacks twice, and it can also do piercing damage. It's very nice. So let's go ahead and special summon a Pebble. That way I can make my big boy Invalid Doman. And now that he's pointing to this, you know, I'm going to get that big old boost. I'm immune to being targeted by, or not targeted, I'm immune to activated monster effects. But let's go for Gravity Balance. Get my 2 Pebbles. Gotta have my Pebbles. That was that old I haven't had Pebble cereal in years. It's like kid cereal. Anyway, we got our Pebble Golems on the board, and let's go ahead into a link again. And we're going to go ahead and make a Binary Sorceress. Just a nice little card, because now when this guy does damage, I'll gain that much life when I'm doing that. So, let's go. Let's go. Battle Phase Shenanigans time. So I should probably get rid of this dude. Let me think about this. I only get 2 attacks. I'd still like to, I'm going to at least attempt to get rid of Rusty Bardiche. I don't see a reason not to do this. So let's beat over Rusty Bardiche. He can banish his spell, but I'm going to gain some life points here. Very good. And this is not a once per turn thing, by the way. The Binary Sorceress, not a once per turn by any long shot. So let's just go ahead and get rid of Bardiche. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I mean, granted, he can just bring the darn thing back, but yeah, no. This and that and this. Main phase 2. And I'm going to go ahead and set a card. And I could make my biggest boss, but I need my revival stuff first. Nice little combo. You know, you link into your Link 4, and then you go ahead and bring back your Dolmen. That way the Link monster gains its immunities, all that good stuff. It's very nice. Alright, Shine Boots, I see. Alright, making whom? The Phantom Knights of Breaking Bad. Let me see. Popping yourself and popping my set card. I mean, I'll go ahead and activate this just to get it out of the way. I mean, he still has his trap. He can just chain that, but okay, he won't. Good. Alright, Rusty Bardiche. Alright. Tis what tis, I suppose. If he makes Rebellion Dragon, that wouldn't be good. I mean, I can still use Golem Crystal Heart, but that wouldn't be good. Downbeat. Tribute monster. 1 level lower than the original level on the field. Okay, cool. Cool. Alright. Very refreshing to see just plain old Phantom Knights being able to do stuff. Oh, hey! Fragile Armor. Dang. This guy's playing all the old school techs. He's playing Fragile Armor. He's playing the Spear. He's playing Fragile Armor. There's not a lot of, like, old school techs for Phantom. They got their new stuff with, like, Scale and the other guy whose name I cannot remember off the top of my head. But more importantly, yeah, he's going to make Raider's Knight, which is a big honkin' chonkin' dude. That it is. Arc Rebellion. Let's see. He's attacking the original attack of all other monsters in the field. Yep. So, I won't be negated, but my monster is dead. I'm definitely dead. Wait, am I dead? Yeah, barely. Barely, but I am in fact dead. My life point gain did not do enough for me. Well, gosh darn it. That does happen sometimes. I mean, usually 3,400 is enough, but not against 14,800. So, we get OTK'd by the Phantom Knights, but it was nice to see some, you know, it was nice to see Phantom Knights playing some of the old school cards you never see him playing, so it's what it is. You know, normally this is enough to handle most opponents. That, you know, we can't handle 10,000 attack, regrettably. So let's go ahead for duel number 3, and we got more time for one more duel, and hopefully we can summon out the Koa'ki Meirus and stuff, and maybe if things go really well, we can get out our Circle of Faeries. Alrighty, our third opponent, the fighting third. Last chance at romance today. Will we take it home? This opening hand's an interesting affair. Certainly an interesting one. I can ditch Golem Pebble, my Pebble Dog, and I can search out another one, which would search another one. So, we'll see. It's an interesting one. We're against Trickstars, specifically the Link variant of Trickstars, which you don't see quite as often as the Burn variant, so interested to see where this goes. What does this do? Inflict 200 damage. If your opponent summons, inflict 200 damage. Ugh. Anti-combo. I see. Horabane, the hand trap. Alright. Let's see some Lincoln and some Stinkin', I see. Or rather, he's just gonna go for he's gonna go for some. You gotta get for Licorice in the tricks. I don't care if you're gonna be putting links into these ladies. They're still gonna play Licorice. They're still gonna be playing friggin' Reincarnation. Stuff like that. Okay, let's see where this goes. I'm going to activate my Signet Mining. By ditching Pebble Dog, I can get another Pebble Dog. And with Pebble Dog's effect, well, I'll take some burn damage, but Pebble Dog's effect will go off in the grave. I'll go ahead and get Gravity Balance. That way I have that set up for me. This guy's just gonna peck me to death, isn't he? Tis what tis. I'm gonna set a card. I'm gonna activate the Diamond Core of the Koa'ki Meiru. You might ask what this has to do with anything. I don't know either, but it's something. You know, I'm showing my opponent that I don't care about the burn damage. I don't care about the burns. I just don't care. Alright, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and use our Pebble Dog's effect, get another Pebble Dog. And I really don't want a card destruction, but I might have to. I don't have that much. Like, I can link these off for Crystal Heart, or for Menhir. Then I can go for most of my combo, but the problem is he has Corbane. So I need to do something about Corbane. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, let's use Rockhammer's effect. I can ditch a card to reduce his level by 2. Let's let you normal summon the guy. More importantly, we got Dot Scraper. Hey, that'll work. That'll work just fine. Alrighty, so now what we're gonna go ahead and do is basically what we did before. We're just gonna go ahead and link these two off, make our men here. I'm gonna take all the damage in the world, but I don't care too much. Not at the moment. So, let's see, where are you at? Crystal Heart, thank you. Thank you much. Summon out Crystal Heart. The only thing I'm really worried about is what this set card is. There's one weakness ggolem have as well. They can make themselves immune to, like, a good chunk of monster effects. They can't do the same thing for spell traps. It doesn't really matter. Not right at the moment. It doesn't matter. So I'm just going to go ahead and special summon back my boy. My good old Pebbly dog. I'll take all the damage in the world, but it's what it is. I have to do this. It has to be done. So, oh, there he is. There's Dolmen. I was like, where did my Dolmen go? There he is. Okay, so Invalid Dolmen's back on the board. He's 3,400 points. And that'll allow me to beat over both of these, barring a hand trapping. I still have my gravity balance to protect myself. What is this? Well, Dolmen has an effect when he's destroyed. I can negate all my opponent's cards to the end of the turn, but that still doesn't help me too much, does it? Alright, go gravity balance. Give me something I can use. Alright, well that really sucks. Is this a new card? I don't remember this one. Alright. Well, let me think about this. Yeah, I can do this instead. I'm going to... It won't be as big, but I can make Transcode Talker. He's my backup boy. We're going to use his effect, and I can bring back Dolmen. He won't have the 600-point boost or the double attacks, but he will have everything else. So let's go ahead and use Dolmen's effect, ditch a card, draw another card, just to mock my opponent in his nonsensical ways. And let's go ahead and beat over everything and hope for the best. Bait out a Corbane. Or bait that out instead. Okay. I'll just beat over Licorice because I don't trust that as much. Then again, I don't think it matters too much. Let's just end our turn for now. We'll be good. So we lose the Pebble Dog, but it doesn't matter because we're as set up as we can be here. We're as set up as we can possibly be. What do we got? Lava Candina, I see. Man, how does this score? If opponent special summons a monster, control a link. Target special summon a monster, destroy it, inflicts damage. If effect damage is inflicted while this card's in the grave, banish this card. Normal spell in the grave or banish. Set it. Can I back? Okay. That's a pretty nasty trap. That's a pretty nasty one. I don't like it when my opponent tries to control my special summons. Alright, but yeah, I don't know, mayhaps I should have gotten rid of Devardis, but I don't think it matters too much. I don't think. Do Trickstars have a monster that is over 3,300? That's the question. If they do, that's bad. If they don't, I don't care. I don't think they do. What on earth is this? This card delete summon, add blue tears card from the deck to hand, fusion summon. Okay, if you have a fusion monster on the field, target a Trickstar monster, the way of summon it. Its effect damage, okay. Try to face up card on the field, destroy. Okay, that doesn't affect me in any way. Okay. So he's got his links going. Doing stuff. I mean, I still have Code Talker. I can't even be targeted with card effects, much less affected by them. You know, monster effects won't work on me. I can't be targeted by things. I'm pretty set. Did he get Corbane or no? No, he got Trickster Fusion. Okay. What does the Trickster Fusion do? I don't actually remember. It's been a long time since I've seen that. Dramatis. Link gets 1,000 attack. This card's fusion summon, add Trickster card. If effect damage inflicted, target a face-up card. Okay. More importantly, he's getting Lilybell, and he can attack me directly. Okay. But that's what it is. Okay. I mean, the thing is, though, Dolmen's still here. If you try to attack, you have to attack Dolmen. That's kind of his power. Alright, Licorice is back on the board, and you have to attack Dolmen. Unless you've got Corbane back, you're kind of screwed. You have to attack with everything you got. You're forced into it. That's the thing. He's just like, come, let me give you a hug. And there's the hug of defeat. Alright. Well, wish I had more time today, but really, that's the essence of today's deck. It's going to be G-Golems, G-Goleming it all up. We didn't get to see the biggest boss, but honestly, Dolmen, he's the real boss. He's really the boss of this deck. The Link 4 is cool, but the Link 3 is the best guy. So, that's for today. Let's go ahead into the end screen. Alrighty, everybody. So, our G-Golems with our tragically not too present Koa'ki Meirus today. We did get 2 out of 3 wins, which I'm happy with. I didn't think this deck was going to do half as good because it's kind of a one-trick pony sort of thing. You go for your men here, you go for Crystal Heart, you go into Dolmen, and then you start punching things. It's a very linear deck, the ggolem, which is something I can appreciate, but it's not always the strongest sort of deck on EDO Pro, where, you know, new decks are introduced every other day and new strategies come up every new day. But we got to show off what this deck does. We're just trying to summon out our big old link monsters and hit people really hard with them. And, you know, it's a tragic thing with the gggolems. You know, you can summon some of these guys with the Koa'ki Meirus. There's nothing wrong with that. It's something you can do. But, you know, if you want to go for, like, whole combo with, like, Crystal Heart and things, you got to use Cybers. And Cybers don't like to play with anyone but other Cybers boys. So, you know, I wish there was a little bit more synergy with this thing. Maybe I'll try this deck again after the 100 days with, like... If they make more earth bugs and plants that special summon themselves or summon others... Maybe I'll try the Traptrix variant again. I don't know, but that'll be a future deck. I'm gonna make a note of that to do that. Yep, there you go. So we're gonna try this again in the future. But for now, the deck works fairly well. Gggolems, very underrated sort of cards. You know, you summon them out, they just start beating into things, and any activated monster effects don't work on the darn thing. So it's pretty, you know, robust. It's got some robustness to it, especially with like protection from gravity balance, protection from Dolmen. We never got to see Trithalon, but really he's just a slightly bigger beatstick. Dolmen is the real champion here. So, real quick, thank you everybody for watching. Here is the deck list in case you want to try these guys out and see what you make of it. So, for our main deck today, we have 2 copies of Got-Chiri at Ignister, because you can summon this guy by negating a monster effect on your board, and if he's linked off, you can make the thing on your board that is a link immune to card effects for a turn. So, pretty useful there. 1 Threshold Borg. If you have no monster, you can just summon this guy from the hand by discarding a Cyberse monster. Things like Pebble Dog like to be discarded, which is tragic considering it's a dog, but you get the idea. 3 copies of ggolem Rockhammer. We just, you know, discard one of our Cyberse monsters, and we can summon this guy out. We didn't get to see it, but you can tribute him for 3 tokens. It's very useful. It locks you into Cyberse for a turn, but that's the whole idea of the deck, so... 3 copies of Rockhammer, 3 copies of Link Slayer, special summon it itself. All you have to have is no monsters, and it can pop back row, so that's always good. 1 Urnite, because I was asked to do it with the Koa'ki Meirus, and this is the best Koa'ki Meiru monster, so there you go. We got our Koa'ki Meiru Urnite. 3 copies of Beetle, copies of Koa'ki Meiru Beetle, which, if your opponent's playing a lot of light dark monsters, it can put them all in defense mode, so it's got something to it. It's just, it's mostly for a combo involving our Kiklos Circular Fairy, where you discard a card in order to get your tuner, and that allows us to make Circle of the Faeries, which is a big honkin' chonkin' dude, basically. 3 copies of Widget Kid, which is an amazing card in this deck, because you can summon any Cybers from your hand, summon out your ggolem, tribute it off for 3 tokens, summon Gat-Chiri, summon Threshold, whoever you want. Pebble Dog is the best, but, you know, boy and his dog, that's the best combo, but it can summon any Cybers. 1 copy of Faeries, the Circular Sorcerer, who is a tuner who can treat himself as a non-tuner and summon himself if there's a bug or a plant in the grave. So that's the synergy there. That's the combo there for that little side of the deck. 3 copies of Pebble Dog, because you summon it, he summons another self of himself, and if you were to, say, discard him, you get yourself your Gravity Balance, which is a very goated spell. And 1 Dotscaper, because you just send him to the grave, where you link him off, or you hit him with a Foolish Burial, then it just allows you to summon him back, and then he's good for link material. He's an Earth monster. It's perfect. 2 Lightning Storms and Harpy Feather Duster for going second and stuff, getting rid of back row. 1 Iron Core, because honestly, we only do so much Koa'ki Meiru. 1 is plenty. 3 Gravity Balance, because it allows you to revive any 2 Earth monsters with the same name, banished or in the graveyard. And if your ggolem would be destroyed, you can banish this card instead. So it sets you up and it protects you. Very nice. 3 copies Sign Up Mining, because discarding cards to add any Cyberse monster from deck to hand is very good. It has to be level 4 or lower, but, you know, just anything that lets you discard Pebble Dog is right in this deck. Like Card Destruction. If you have a dead hand, just get rid of it. Foolish Burial, which is mostly for Dotscaper. That's really it. This is really just here for Dotscaper, just in case we need that. We have 2 Diamond Cores with Koa'ki Meiru. Lets us search out any of our Koa'ki Meiru cards and can protect them as well in the end phase. So, you know, makes the Koa'ki Meiru just a little more consistent. We just didn't get to see him today. 1 Monster Born, as well as the spell card Monster Born. And sometimes you want to revive your stuff, especially if you do make Trethalon and you happen to have Dolmen in the grave. You can revive Dolmen. That way that Trithalon is immune to activated monster effects as well as being a, 3,800 point potential beat stick that attacks twice with piercing damage. Pretty nice. And last, of course, is Called by the Grave, because we don't like to get Ash Blossomed. As for our extra deck, we run 2 copies of ggolem Crystal Heart, which is our main start 'em up. Revives our men here, gets that counter, makes the thing it points to a massive beat stick. 2 men here. One is really the only thing you need, but I like a backup. And if it's revived from the graveyard, then you just bring back an Earth monster or put it in your hand, one or the other. 1 binary sorceress, as it allows our color link monsters to gain life points when we do damage. And if we happen to have 2 things pointing to the darn thing, then we can take the attack from one of our monsters and put it on somebody else. Make Dolmen even bigger. 1 Nightmare... Oh, wait, hold on, I missed the guy. Binary Blader is a guy we make on occasion with the tokens. And, he has some nice effects when you have him co-linked. If you happen to not have Crystal Heart for whatever reason, it's really good. It basically just, it basically adds Crystal Heart's effect to whoever he's co-linked to. Essentially, is what this guy does. As well, we have Nightmare Phoenix, which if we can link that all, if we get Crystal Heart, Dolmen, Binary, and Nightmare Phoenix on the board, that's a pretty nasty combo. My monsters can't be beaten in battle or unaffected by monster effects that are activated. I'm getting life points and damage. All the good stuff. All the good stuff. Transcode's a nice backup in case something happens to Crystal Heart, of course. Just being able to revive our Dolmen is enough in this deck. We have 2 copies of Dolmen. Makes our monsters unaffected by monster effects while they're co-linked. And he allows me to draw stuff. And if he does get destroyed, he negates cards on the field. So it's a really nasty surprise if the opponents want to interrupt us. And 1 Trithathlon as our giant honkin' chonkin' boss monster, which, same thing as Dolmen. Your opponent has to attack this thing. He can, what was the thing? I can ditch Earth monsters. My opponent's monsters lose 200 attack and their effects are negated. So if they're 4,000 beat stick, that could be okay, but anything above that, it really doesn't matter that. But yeah, he can also negate targeted effects. We have 1 Baguska in case bad things happen. It's a nice backup plan for the Koa'ki Meirus, that sort of deal. We have 1 Typhon in case we need Typhon to add a AA Zeus. We have our own AA Zeus if, again, we just need to clear a board. And lastly, we have the Circle of Faeries, which was something asked for in the deck, I hope. And we can make the darn thing. It doesn't do much for us, but we can have him punch things and gain us some life points and burn the opponent. So it does something. It's just not perfect, but it is what it is. As for the side deck, there wasn't a lot. Considering we locked the Earth monsters for the majority of our plays, things like Parallel Exceed, while they are of a value, they're only good for making rank 4 exceeds in the deck. Maybe there's some Cybers rank 4 I forgot about, but if you want to try this thing, go ahead, but it can be bricky. It can be. There's also Lady Debug, which is not an Earth monster, but it does search out Cybers monsters when it's normal or special summon, so that's another potential option there. It's another potential option. The only problem, again, is that it is a light attribute, so you gotta be careful with it. The one thing to think about is Doshin at Ignister. If you have an Ignister monster, you can just summon it from your hand. Another monster on the board is always good. And we do have Gachiri, so there's some potential there. Plus, you could put the fusion spell in here as well if you want to try that to, fusion with your opponent's stuff. So that's today's deck, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button. Lets me know that you enjoy what we do. And tomorrow, we're taking a look at the new Ancient Gear stuff. We're going to be trying this honkin' chunkin' thing out and see how it goes. So thanks for watching. Till next time, everybody, y'all stay safe, stay happy, and you have a good one. Take care.